Hey, in our last video, we used Pickaxe and 11 Labs to create our first interactive module for our interactive toy. So we created a maths lesson, which our toy, Sasha the Dragon, will be giving. And we did that by creating one pickaxe called maths. So all the instructions were in the previous video. And we then, as well as creating that within our new Pickaxe account, we went over to 11 Labs, generated the information we needed there, our API key and our voice ID, and we plugged them together, had the AI up and running, and created one of these successfully. So since that last video, all I've done is create new ones for art and geography. And if I go to edit here in Pickaxe, you'll see that all I've changed is a single word here, geography, in order to create these quickly. Now, you'll be able to completely customize and tailor any activities through those individual edit settings panels. But for the purpose of getting us up and running, I've just created new versions and modified those single words in order to get us three different activities set up. So all of that is now working. And you'll notice that we have something after we created our first module, we now have something up here, which Pickaxe creates for you called a studio. So this is really important for us as it essentially becomes our interface for the mobile app, for our interactive toy. So I'll click into that now, and it will have some basic information here that it generates automatically. So what we're going to do first is go to, you'll have to bear with me on this, we'll go to the design tab, pages. Okay, so we'll go down here and hit homepage. So this is what will essentially be powering a lot of our interactive toy. So you can see here, it has one pickaxe. We need to add our other ones here. So what I'm going to do, just going to move window out of the way, and I'm going to hit edit page. Now I'm going to add pickaxe and add these two. So I'm adding my activities here to this landing page. I'm going to just delete this copy here. I'm just going to put Sasha and James. So Sasha is the dragon, which we're going to bring to life through this project, and James is the name of our child. So that is all done now. And then if I click Save Edits, so this is kind of our landing page, and you'll see here you can open and close a sidebar. Each one has a different module or activity. And when you click Let's Start an Exercise, which is the button we created in the last video, it will launch that and trigger the voice version of that exercise. So let's give that a go. So it's generated the text response. And now it should be generating the audio. It just takes a little while. It should be done. Sometimes does this, sometimes regenerates a bit of text as it generates the audio, but it seems to be done
Hello, James. Today we're going on a little numbers adventure. Let's play a counting game with some friendly animals. Here's what you need to do. 1. Imagine 5 fluffy bunnies hopping in a meadow. 2. Two more bunnies join them for a dance. 3. Now, how many bunnies are hopping and dancing together? Take your time to count them all, and when you're ready, tell me the number of bunnies. Remember, every bunny loves to be counted. You're doing wonderfully, James. Counting can be so much fun when you imagine all the bunnies having a good time together.
Okay, so that's worked, and we have our second and third ones, which are set up for geography and art. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what other people will create in terms of activities. Um, so yeah, there'll be an option to kind of add or submit yours to the website. Um, and at the moment, obviously, this maths module loves talking about bunnies. So if that's not your bag, then obviously you can modify all of the instructions as much or as little as you like to. But for now, we're kind of set up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click share, and it has a link for you. So I'm going to copy that, copy link, and I'm just going to load that in a new browser window. And you can see here that takes you to this page. And actually, maybe if I type /home there, yeah. So this is we can think of this as our app. So what we're going to do is if you take this URL and load it into your phone, then essentially this is what will display on your mobile device. And you will then be able to click whichever lesson or activity you're interested in, click Let's Start an Exercise, and that will play on your phone. And so we kind of have the core framework here where we've essentially created an app on our phone that will launch these lessons or activities. And that becomes the foundation for our interactive toy. So the next step is then doing some interesting things with either QR codes or NFC. So you can see here that our maths lesson has its own URL. Our geography lesson has its own URL. The art activity has its own URL. So you can create QR codes or NFC tags on objects, which have these URLs specifically embedded. And when you interact with those things, whether it's a QR, whether it's an NFC, and tap the phone or scan the code, this individual exercise will be loaded onto the phone. You can then start the exercise, it will generate the audio, and your toy comes to life. So we'll have another video where we show both the QR codes and the NFC in action. But for now, this is it. This is us now with 2 additional activities all set up. We have our link here to our studio, which allows us to trigger any lessons on our mobile phone. And then that's automatically converted to voice. And then, yeah, as I said, the next stage is adding a bit more interactivity and running that through Bluetooth so that our toy comes to life.